last frontier. Only the adventurous attempt to explore it. Hours of countless planning and coming up with possible ideas. It all came down to this: the adventure of a lifetime.
Hey there, my name's Ben. Whether I'm hiking, mountain biking, kayaking, snowboarding, or overall traveling, it'll be an adventure. Subscribe and follow along every week as I explore the great outdoors using my sense of adventure as my compass.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Ben and I do outdoor adventures. I am super excited. If you saw the thumbnail, you obviously know what this video is about. We are headed to Alaska this summer, and it's going to be the adventure of a lifetime. Basically, today's video is going to be explaining the itinerary we have planned. It's no ordinary itinerary. It is a really adventurous route. It is an 8-week, basically we're going to be driving across the country, getting on a ferry, doing some flying, and overall adventuring. My goal is to complete over 500 miles of adventure. This will be hiking, running, biking, kayaking, pack rafting, overall adventure. That's over 10 miles a day. It's going to be a lot of adventures, and I'm going to be posting a new series coming out in August 2022 of all of our adventures. I'll be posting live updates over on Instagram. Follow me there, and I might do some short YouTube videos throughout the trip as well. But today's video is all about the itinerary of our Alaska summer of adventure. Let's get into it. So the first week, basically, we are going to be making our way about a week or so from our home here in central Maryland. The first day we'll make our way west, about a 10-hour drive, long stretch. We're used to it. We've driven to Chicago a couple times. We got relatives in Chicago. We'll see them the first night, and then continue on the next morning, making the trek from Chicago to Minneapolis. That's about a 6-hour drive. And the next day we will make our way across North Dakota, long drive on I-94 there, to Theodore Roosevelt National Park. This is our first real stop. We just heard about this national park. It seems very interesting. There are buffalo, basically the wild plains there in North Dakota. In the national park, we have a pretty fun adventure plan. We'll spend a night there, basically pack rafting the Little Missouri River, and we'll hike back, pack raft, explore all the areas there. And once we're done exploring Theodore Roosevelt, we will continue to make our way west through Montana. Long stretch of driving there. And then we're basically in the good stuff. We're in the mountains at this point. We're in Glacier. We're in northwestern Montana. We'll stay there at Buffalo Calf Campground, as you can see there. I think that's about a week, so it'll take us a week to get there. Just taking our time, you know, driving 8 hours a day, spending the night somewhere. Yeah. So then from East Glacier Park, we will head into Two Medicine Campground in Glacier National Park. We don't have anything reserved here, but hopefully we can get a spot. First come, first serve. And then that day we have a super fun day hike planned. This is just a potential hike that I've planned up and over a pass, as you can see there, back around the mountain, and about a 20-mile hike. Should be a really fun hike there in Glacier. We'll continue our stretching. We'll continue our time in Glacier by moving up past St. Mary. Going to the Sun Road will unfortunately not be open when we are there, as it is going to be late June and the snowpack is still pretty high there this year. So we will, the alternative route is to go to Manny Glacier Campground. I mean, just look at that area. It's gorgeous in there. We'll do a day hike. This is a potential day hike that I have planned in Glacier. Maybe some pack rafting involved. But then we will cross into Canada. Make our way into British Columbia. So long stretch of driving there in the Roaring Plains. We'll make our way up to Calgary. And then in Calgary, we're going to be picking up my mom and my brother at Calgary International Airport. And then we will make our way into the mountains, into the Canadian Rockies. We've never been to the Canadian Rockies. It seems awesome. We will spend some time in Canmore. There's a bike park there, some really fun kayaking trips there. So from Canmore, we will make our way farther north to Banff and explore Banff National Park. This is a national park in the Canadian Rockies that is absolutely amazing. I've heard really good things about it. The main attraction in Banff is Lake Louise. We have reserved a spot at Lake Louise Campground, and from there we'll be able to head up to Lake Louise, do some pack rafting, do some kayaking, do some hiking, all around adventuring in Lake Louise. Hopefully we'll be able to check out Lake Moran, another top destination in the Canadian Rockies. And then we will make our way north up the Icefields Parkway. I'm super excited for this drive. It's about a 4-hour drive, so it's not a pretty long drive, but it is supposed to be some of the best scenery in the entire world, definitely in North America. From there, we will reach Jasper National Park. Similar to Banff, similar things, mountains, lakes, all the good stuff. We'll spend some days there exploring and then make our way west. From there, we'll head out to like Mount Robson area, then south, basically weaving in and out of the Canadian Rockies, finding places to camp. For example, Wells Grays Provincial Park, we'll be spending some time there, seeing the waterfalls. Yeah. From there, we will continue our way south through British Columbia, headed towards Whistler. I wanted to make this a top priority to make of mine was to get to Whistler, and if you don't already know, it's the best bike park in the entire world there. So I have a plan to do some mountain biking there. We'll see if it comes together, but hopefully we can ride Whistler. And then from there, we'll head down. There's some cool areas around there, some cool mountains around there. Garibaldi Park. I have this day hike planned here to Garibaldi Lake, and yeah, that seems like a really nice hike. Then we'll continue our way south down the Sea to Sky Highway. Awesome drive down here towards Squamish. And then from Squamish, we'll make our way down through Vancouver, BC, cross back into the US, into Washington, and then we'll make our way to Bellingham. And this is where the real adventure begins, the real Alaskan adventure begins. We're going to be parking our car at the Bellingham Cruise Terminal, boarding the Alaska Marine Highway ferry, and taking a 3-day cruise up the Inside Passage from Bellingham to Juneau. And this might be the best part of the trip. We sleep on the boat. We're going to be sleeping on the deck. It's going to be an awesome time. It stops in port towns like Ketchikan, Petersburg, Wrangell. And our port of call will be Juneau, Alaska, the capital of Alaska, only accessible by boat. We'll spend a couple days in Juneau, head over to Mendenhall Glacier. Super excited to spend some time in Juneau. We are going to be, all this is going to be done on foot because after we leave our car in the ferry terminal in Bellingham, we are going to bring our bags, bring everything we need, and it's all on foot. So it's basically like a giant backpacking trip. Then from Juneau, we will be flying across the Sound, across Glacier Bay. This is going to be a very good flight. It stops in a couple of small towns. It's a small plane, so it should fly pretty low. It should be an awesome flight. And then once we get to Anchorage, we are going to be renting an RV. So we're going to be renting, I think it's like a 22-foot RV. Not sure what company, but we're going to be renting that for 2 weeks in Alaska, explore the mainland of Alaska, and then flying back to Bellingham. Once we land in Alaska, we'll make our way down to Willawalla Campground. That's around like Portage Glacier and on the Kenai Peninsula. From there, we will make our way over through the tunnel. You can't really see it here because it looks like the road goes over the mountain, but there's actually a tunnel right here. So that'll be fun going through the tunnel, exploring Whittier, which is a port town here on the Kenai Peninsula. We'll continue our journey south from Whittier to Seward. Super excited for this drive. Scenery is just amazing through here. Another port town in Seward. We'll do some salmon fishing. And while we're in Seward, we will be visiting Kenai Fords National Park, which is a very awesome national park, I've heard. We'll do some hiking, maybe some kayaking. We will have the pack raft in Alaska, so however adventurous you want to be with that, um, that'll be awesome. Then we will make our way down the Kenai to the Homer Spit campground. We'll be staying on the Homer Spit for a night. This is like a peninsula that basically you can see the water around you 360 degrees, and there are mountains in every direction. It's like textbook Alaska. Super excited for a night there. Then we will make our way north, um, all the way from Homer. This will be a longer drive all the way past Anchorage. Probably spend a night in Anchorage, and then make our way north towards Denali. So the plan of Denali, we have reserved a campground inside Denali Park Road, so we can drive about 30 miles into the park, stay here for 3 days. We're going to be doing some pack rafting on this river right here, some summiting some weird mountains. Hopefully we can see Denali. We'll ride the bus into the park if we want to, but we will be staying inside Denali National Park. And then we'll make our way north to Fairbanks, the second biggest city in Alaska. We'll probably head over to Chena Hot Springs if you know where that is. And then we'll make our way south. Kind of a longer drive, 4-ish hours from Fairbanks to Wrangell, St. Elias. I'm super excited for this. This is just going to be Alaska, like what you see. We'll be RVing off-grid on the river, doing some pack rafting, doing some summiting, doing some fishing, all the Alaska stuff, you know. And then we'll head east. This will be our last couple days here. And then we'll head west, back towards Anchorage. Maybe spend some time in Chungak State Park outside of Anchorage. And then we will return the RV and fly back from Anchorage to Seattle. Join back with our car, which we left in Bellingham about 3 weeks earlier, and then start the trek home. So we'll probably spend some time around Bellingham area, the Pacific Northwest. I am super excited for this. We are headed to North Cascades. We have reserved a backcountry permit in North Cascades. I'm not going to get too much into that trip, but we will be backpacking North Cascades and Ross Lake National Recreation Area. Then we will make the long trek home. This will be about a week, maybe 10 days, 2,000 miles. We'll probably spend some time in the Sawtooth Range here in Idaho, spend some time in Yellowstone, maybe make south to Grand Teton, spend some time in the Black Hills here, and then make the long trek home, and then call it a trip. So that is all what we're going to be trying to doing. The total trip is just under 8 weeks, probably over 10,000 miles of driving. Alrighty, and we've been working on this itinerary for over like 2 years. It really is logistical to get to Alaska, and we thought about driving all the way up at one point. We thought about a bunch of different options, but we came up with this option, driving out west to Seattle, getting on the ferry flight thing all the way to Alaska, and then renting an RV. This isn't the cheapest way to do it, but we think it will be the best for our money and the best for our time. Basically every day we are in the mountains doing something awesome. So I'm super excited to spend this 8 weeks on the adventure of a lifetime, and we're going to be leaving in about 3 weeks, so we're getting all packed up here. A couple more adventures coming on the channel from Maryland, and then we'll head out. I'm not going to be filming while I'm on the trip because I want to it. I'm not going to be posting videos while I'm on the trip, but once I get back, I will be doing a full series on the entire trip. So that'll be coming out in August of next year. I will be doing updates over on Instagram, and I'll post an occasional YouTube video maybe, hopefully. But stick around here on the channel. I'm super excited. I hope you guys are excited to watch some awesome adventures. Finally getting out of Maryland. And I just can't wait. It's going to be an awesome summer. So make sure to subscribe and share this channel with your friends. I will see you guys on the next adventure.